You know what we need? We need our intro back. Well,
Let's work on that.
I'll send you the music. So just so you guys know, we're awkward and we don't know how to say hello or goodbye, and we need an intro to start and finish our conversations. It makes it easier. Yvette, I love you so much. And Sarah, I love you so much too. This is Unleashed, or Unhinged, one or the other.
Depending on the day.
Today I'm going with
Today it's Unhinged.
So just so you're aware, that is my topic. It is Unhinged and I'm excited. But really, Sarah came up with a great idea for our topic today, which was communities. Yvette runs an amazing community in school. Sarah is building a community on Substack. One of our great friends who normally pops in on our lives, Sophia, she's actually awake and alive at this time because she might be watching. Right? So she has a Facebook group. I run a group in a different program, and I also kind of run it in Go Brunch. So we're going to talk about communities and building them and the people that you want to attract, and really focusing on what it is when you build that foundation for a community. So I'm super excited to kind of go through that. But first, I want all of my amazing co-hosts, because apparently I'm the host today.
I was last week. It's your turn.
Yeah, so. It was decided 2 minutes ago. So I'm going to have my co-hosts introduce themselves and tell you who they are.
Go ahead, Yvette. You go first.
My name is Yvette Pinchback, and I'm the founder of a school group, the House of Confidence. I created the House of Confidence because too many brilliant women are playing small in rooms that they actually built themselves. They have the degrees, the results, the resumes, but somewhere along the line, their voice got quieter and their capability got suppressed.
Ooh. I like that.
And it's recorded.
That's the thing. Sometimes we do our introductions and we do it just slightly different. And then we're like, wait, what did we say? I don't remember. Somebody write it down. And now it's recorded. So that was amazing. I love that. It was kind of like the day. Well, Brittany will get to hers, but she had that same thing when she got to her most current introduction. So mine is not as polished. So I am Sarah, and I'm with Off the Beaten Path Consulting, and it's off the beaten path. Mine's a little different every time I do it. But I'm an HR fixer and a leadership strategist. So I build HR systems and leadership programs for small and medium-sized companies. But the twist on this is that I think HR and leadership training is boring as all get out. No one wants to go to those. And we all dread that when a company says, oh, it's time for training. So I have developed a different tool, some leadership coloring books that I'm building workshops around, maybe, but workshops around. But right now, all the coloring books are available, and look for those workshops soon to be a little more fun when it comes to training.
Amazing.
So I have a 19-year-old, and they say ship when they're shipping characters together, like when they think characters should date. So I'm kind of down for shipping coloring books and leadership.
Ooh, we're learning a lot of new terms this morning.
But I'm just saying, like, I mean, I can be the old person who replenishes the young person's name.
We'll just take those young terms and make them our own. We're going to do this. Okay.
And we're going to make it a business term on top of it. So now it's totally not cool.
No, we're not cool. We just made ourselves not cool right there. So.
Yeah. So I am Brittany. I am an accountability and tech strategist. So I am a consultant and coach, depending on how I think the conversation's going. We determined that yesterday. I told you guys it's unhinged, but I help business owners who are tornadoes in a bottle. They're doing the motions. They're doing everything they possibly can, but they don't feel like they're making an impact in the world. So I help them shatter that glass and actually create that impact. So that is what I do. That is who I am. And like I said, I'll either help you do it or I'll tell you to do it.
I like
So that's.
I like it.
And sometimes
It'll
Sarah
get
will tell
done.
me to not tell you.
It'll get done. That's
It'll
the
get
most
done.
important thing. Yeah.
Oh, good done. But with all of that being said, we are super excited to be here. And Sarah and I used to go live all the time. And Yvette, I am so excited to have you join us because
Aw,
it,
stop it.
it's just great to have that third dynamic, but also Sarah and I listen to each other all the time.
We do.
So we're going to start with you, Yvette.
Oh,
Because I am super excited. I found school groups and I haven't found them that I like because sometimes I just feel like people don't interact. They don't really highlight members. And your school group has really you actually have a lot of conversation. You're building so much conversation, and I can tell that daily you make an effort. And so I really want to start with you and how you're doing, especially because once we get to mine, I've had my computer down for 2 weeks, so
oh.
it's not up to date. So we'll start with the good examples.
Yeah, I feel like, when you're navigating the world, you're doing all this stuff that everyone tells you to do, you feel accomplished, but there's just that weird whisper that it's not enough. And I just believe that women are groomed differently, and we're groomed to never feel like we're enough. We're always treated as if we're open to the world. And that just really shuts who you are down because you're 1,000 avatars. You're a mother, you're a wife, you're a CEO, you're the one who takes everything. You're the one that's supposed to be quiet, but you're supposed to speak up. You're supposed to be strong at work, but meek at home. And I think we get lost in just navigating ourselves. So I wanted to create a community that I would want to join. I was talking to Sarah one day and I was complaining profusely about how I just don't feel safe. I don't feel like I'm in an environment where someone would protect who I want to be, because that journey is very lonely. That journey is, you're off kiltered, you're confused, and there's just nowhere to be that because we're always supposed to be spot on. So I built the House of Confidence where you can beta test who you are, who you want to be, and just create that path that makes sense to you. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And I absolutely love it. I love the people in the community, but the most important thing for me is to do the work. A lot of communities, you're just talking. You're saying cute things, you're saying pretty things, you're being super supportive, but you're not doing any work inside. So, that's what I'm trying to do. It's almost like a craft shop where you're really crafting yourself and bringing who you are to the world. So, yeah.
And right now it's 7:44 where I am, and that's early for me. So I can't remember the name of the conversation. You started a 30-day challenge a few days ago, and one of you can get the name of that challenge.
The
Mercy challenge, right?
If you would share the screen, it'd be right there.
Oh, shut up. Okay, and just so you know, Brittany and I we spend all day together, so I'm not saying shut up in a bad way. All right, so what this is though is the Mercy challenge is you're able to put out there what you're working on, what you need to grow on. And if you want to show mine, if you want to click on it and show what I posted last night. But part of it is my thing this week is I am focusing on saying no to at least one thing a week. Just say no. And because I feel like I'm saying yes to too many things that I don't fit into. But on day one, I said I was going to do this. On day two, my comment on there was I didn't do dang thing to say no to anything. In fact, I said yes to 3 things yesterday that I don't know why. And so it's a work in progress. And I can say that out loud there because there's really no other place I can say that out loud to. My partner in life doesn't really, you know what I mean? He's like, well, just say yes, it's fine. We'll make time. And I'm like, no, I don't want to make time. Sometimes you don't want to make time, right? So you want to have people that are going to hold you to that. And that's what I like about the conversations in here is that somebody's going to say, did you say no to something this week? Do you get my point? And that's what I need. I need somebody to be like, okay, you didn't say no. Why not?
Absolutely.
And that's what I see from this community that you've built. And yeah.
I mean, yours is definitely a lot better than mine because I told Yvette what I was going to do and not. And it had nothing to do with the challenge. So I like that you came up and you were like, I posted today, I commented today, I reflected. But I didn't want to populate it in the big one. So if you guys can't read it in the small one, it's just because of privacy. But yeah, we get to work together and we get to build those conversations and reply on what we're saying. And so when you go to the stubborn person like me, I literally copied what the request was and I said, you know what, I'll do this, but I'm not going to do this. And when you're able to do that and not, my concern was not that I was going to offend Yvette by saying this is what you're requesting of us to do, but I function differently. I felt like I could say I function differently, and these are the ways that I can commit to what your request is, right? And so many times we try to fit into the box of what somebody is trying to coach us in or anything like that, and we misalign, and then we can't be accountable for it, right? Because
And I'll give an example. A different group I was in, one of the reasons that I'm not as active in this group is because I did post something and literally I was told that was wrong. The message, the comment that I got on that was basically, you did this wrong. And I'm like, there's a difference between saying, hey, you read that wrong. You didn't really answer the question. The answer was cat, not dog, right? Like that's feedback. I get that, right? Oh, I read it wrong. But I was literally told I did it wrong because I gave my perspective and my opinion, and apparently that was wrong. And what Brittany's trying to say is like, she answered the question. She met the challenge. She just did it in a little bit of a different format. And I think that is a good feeling to be able to
and I find that if you're not aligned with who you are, you will not finish. You will not meet the goal. You will not keep going, and you won't learn. You won't understand. You'll just reject it. And I think that's what we go around doing, is rejecting ourselves, who we are, because no one gives a shit. No one's asking, no one's inquiring, and no one gives you the space to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just don't have the answer. You don't know what's going on, and you want a place where you can find it. You can align with it, and you can just be until you figure it out. So, yeah. Brittany.
I love that.
Absolutely drives me crazy because she's not going to comply. But the fact that she did it means the world. That it's that start. It's really that start, looking within and saying, who am I? What am I doing? And then really putting it on the table and making it happen, whatever that is. Whatever your goal is. Your goal could be simply to sit in the boardroom and just be heard, from what you're trying to say, not the avatar, not what's on the paper. Put the paper down and say what you want to say in the words that you need to convey the information. So
Love it. I'm going to show this community in school really quick. And Sophia, who we said was going to show up, showed up. So we're
Hey,
going to go from
Sophia.
me showing the community all the way over to Sophia's community, since we had that planned. And it's a perfect segue. So Yvette, I love your community. And if for those of you who aren't familiar with school, you have topics that you get to discuss. And then Yvette has pinned things. And when you scroll through, you'll be able to see what members post and things like that. But also, we have a calendar. So we get to join Yvette on different calls at different times. Some of these are internal and some of them are external. A lot of times, if you're in a school community, people will keep it internal. But luckily, Yvette allows for some external calls so people can invite guests without inviting them to the school community. Sometimes when you're just sending somebody to a community, it's very abrasive. And they want to know who they're joining. They want to know, like, and trust. And so the fact that Yvette gives two different calls of value, right? One is how do you build your confidence, and the other one is a posting party for social medias. So
Yeah.
they're valuable calls that can help anybody in any space that they're in. So I love that.
Well, and they're morning, evening, and daytime, which fit a little bit of everybody. So if you're not having to be like, oh, I have a 9-to-5 job, I can't do this. There's still morning and evening things that you could participate in.
Absolutely.
So that is, yeah.
Well, and especially for that CEO mindset, right? As a woman who's in a business, running somebody's business for 10 hours a day, when you come home, being able to just talk and relax is phenomenal, to have that space.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that we have those times. One of my favorite things, I'm not going to go to this page for privacy, but members. You can see who the members are. You can see what they're saying, what they're posting, what they're talking about. Sarah and I have a game where we go in and we make sure that we comment and like everybody's stuff so that they can get to the next levels in school. There's levels, and Sarah and I don't like leaving people behind, so it's our game. But
and
you're able
to play the game, but school is also gamified. So the more active you are, the more points you get and you level up. And if you are into any games, there's not really any prizes per se, but it's still fun. You get to level 2 and 3 and 4, and it's a game. So it's fun.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. All right. So what?
No, this is Sophia, right?
This is Sophia. So
Yeah.
Facebook is one of those spaces where, what is going on with my mouse? The mouse. So Facebook is a great space where you can have groups and you can really express stuff. And depending on who you're reaching out to, it's an amazing spot. Sophia is a holistic concierge. So basically, she takes holistic healers of all realms and she connects them with other holistic healers so they can co-inhabit spaces and help each other, which sometimes in the holistic world is very hard because people are they're very guarded, right? But also, not only does she connect holistic healers to themselves, but she also connects them to people like Sarah and I, Yvette, people who are trying to elevate the mentality, trying to elevate the business side. Because for holistic people, it was said yesterday on a call, Sarah, she literally was like, I don't want to do the business. I just want to help the clients.
Yep.
Well, when you are the only person, you have to bring the clients in. So that's where that space is. And Sophia brings in trusting people who understand that to help elevate them. And so this group is a public group. Well, actually, no, I lied. It's private. So I'm not going to share the posts, but I will. This is Sophia's post. It's a meeting that she was doing. So I'm not going to share it on Facebook, but The great thing about the Facebook groups are that you can request people to do, Sarah, you and I are in Synergy. They request videos. I was supposed to do one all week. Haven't done one yet. But you can really gamify this as well. Hey, show up to our events, be able to put videos in here. Hey, work with me. And Sophia has posters that she does for people who are at a paid level, where she makes sure that she's marketing them properly and pushing them on her Instagram and inside of this Facebook group. So you get to be a part of all of those things, which is phenomenal. What do you guys think about Facebook groups?
So I am a part of a few different Facebook groups. I would say probably 10. 5 of them are pointless. And I will not tell you who the pointless ones are, and I should just probably get out of them. But 5 of them are actually really good. And what I like about what Sophia is creating here is that she doesn't just invite holistic concierge people that are in that world. She invites other people that have different perspectives so that you can ask questions. You can say, you know, what is Reiki? What is this? What is that? Right? I just had a huge conversation with her yesterday about dreams and how that factors into, you know, mental health. And there's a lot of conversations that can happen in here that people don't feel comfortable having, and they sit in their bedroom Googling it, right, in the middle of the night. Whereas you could be part of one of these communities. You could ask Sophia et al. With all these people those questions and actually get real things, real answers with real terms that you can Google and, you know, research and find out why things are the way they are in the world. And it's refreshing to me. And I think a lot of people don't utilize it enough. Sophia's group, but Facebook groups in general, Facebook is where a lot of people started with social media, and it's where they feel comfortable. So it's the one place that when somebody's like, oh, join a school, a Facebook group versus a school group, they're like, what school? Right? You have to explain it, right? Facebook groups, you don't have to explain, which is one of the biggest benefits of them.
You know, I think it's really the host. It's really the host and the tone. I was honest with Sophia. I was dead honest. I said, I don't know about this Reiki thing. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't seem real. But one thing I do know is love. And I know that you can feel that. Can't see it, but I know you can feel that. Is it something like that? And she was just so gracious about helping. You know, she didn't judge it. She wasn't put off. She just accepted that that's where I was. And the fact that she met me there, we did a session. Of course, I'm 100% in now, but the host of the community has to be someone that meets you where you are.
Yes. And be involved.
And be involved and pull you in. In a lot of these groups, there's just no one there. It's like a giant empty hall, you know, with a couple of posts that are generic. And I'm in no Facebook groups at all. None. It's just, I don't want to be poked and pressed and, you know, botted and accosted. And I just don't feel safe at all.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And one of the things that I want to draw attention to is Sophia's group is 372 members. This isn't get lost in the numbers. This isn't, I mean, because I'm helping somebody build one that's 1.4K members, right? And we have to really adjust on how people are posting in there and what we're allowing. Inside of Sophia's group, she knows every single person in there. And if she doesn't, it's probably because I or Sarah or somebody was like, oh my gosh, you're holistic, go join Sophia's group, right? So you're not going to get a massive amount of people who are selling to you, who are, just posting what they think
Mm.
is, it's not a sales page. It's a page meant for you to know the person.
Mhm.
And that's huge. And Sophia runs it so well, like everybody has said. So I really want to draw attention to the fact that it's 372 members. That is a knowable, likable, safe space.
Mm.
Right. 100%. And I think
Yeah.
the one thing I would say
Yeah.
though is
Absolutely.
don't shy away from the bigger Facebook groups just because of that. Because if they're ran well,
Right.
like I'm in this one Facebook group that's focused on blog writers, and we're gonna get to my blog here in a second, but it's bigger, but it's still so well run that you don't feel like you're lost in translation, right? You're not like, where do I go now? What do I do? Is me posting impact, and yeah, so it depends, like what Yvette had said, it really depends on who's running it and if they grew too quick, because I think sometimes they grow too quick and they don't know how to handle that. So.
And it's that system and that process.
Mm.
What are we allowing and what are we not allowing?
Yeah.
So I think that's
Those
amazing.
barriers.
Yep.
Mhm.
When you can set up your boundaries, you're in a great space. All right. So with that segue, Sarah, Substack. So what I love, and I'm making my screen bigger because
Oh, this is funny. I don't think I've ever looked at Substack from somebody else's view. Go to
I
home.
love. Wait, but my home is not very good. So
No, and that's
I
fine.
have not
What's your
built on Substack as
No,
much
that's fine.
as Sarah has. So inside of home, but when I go to my subscriptions, I have a few, but this is Sarah's, and now I got, yeah. So
Oh,
this
that's
is
what I
Sarah's
wanted. This is what
actual like
people see.
home
Yeah.
screen.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah,
confused
yeah.
about. Like, no,
I was.
You had me confused there for a second, Brittany. I was like, what? So but
This is what you come to with the link.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Substack is a little bit different. You follow people and you engage with people, but it's not the same as a Facebook group or a school group. So these are my posts, right? These are my, for lack of better terms, blogs, right? These are long form and you can go and read them. Some of them are my personal journey. Some of them are business. But if you go across the top there, I do not have a podcast. I just added that 2 days ago, but there is no podcast in there yet. Someday it will be. But daily engagements are done in notes on here. So click on the notes. And I will say I have only started notes a little while ago, so I don't really have a lot of engagement. But Brittany is going to go like everything in his brother here for a second. And that is fine. I love her for that.
So these are like threads?
Yeah, these are like
right?
threads. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So since I'm just building this community, I am brand new in comparison to any of the other ones you saw. And so, Brittany, stop. I'm trying to tell people about the Substack. And you're still okay. As much as I love that you're doing that, we need to. So, what this is though is it's where I put all my thoughts into the world. So if you want to know anything about Sarah or leadership or my coloring books or a variety of things, but right now I'm doing this series of bad leader versus better leaders, and it's very very interesting to me to do this, because most of the time I don't actually call out bad leadership things. I talk about how you can become a better leader. And I have realized that my tagline there that I built this Substack around, challenging the comfortable and uncomfortable lies that organizations tell themselves, I haven't been doing that. And I think I've been holding back. And so starting this week, I'm pushing it forward. I'm calling out bad leadership. Right now, I'm doing it generically. Eventually, I will call out actual companies and humans. We'll see how that goes. I might get canceled.
I can't, nobody can cancel you. I'm in your corner. So
Brittany won't cancel me. Let's go with that. But Brittany, go ahead. What's your perspective on what I'm doing here?
So I love Substack because we're able to go into a conversation, and we'll go into this one because it has two comments. So Yvette said, honestly, did not get it, but these are incredible. I'm 100% on board. Very good work. And then Sarah's like, hey, I'm still figuring out the best way to describe what coloring books can do. So I'm so glad that you got it through this post. So this is basically, for weeks, Sarah has been talking about coloring books, and Yvette was like, cool, man. But because Sarah was able to come up with a different way to get it, right? Yvette's like, oh, now I get it. I'm 100% on board. I understand what you're trying to do. But inside of these conversations and inside of the chats, there's a few on yours, and I can't find them right now, but there are a few on Sarah's where there's people, here's 4. There's people who are commenting from outside of our network, people who are on Substack and are following you. So David the Conqueror. Oh no, that's you. That's your post. You're so funny. Anyways, I can't find them, but there are other places. And in
I'm
Substack,
still building. Yeah.
And in Substack, you have that space where you get to go back.
Hit the white. Yep, there you go.
So if I go to my home, where's my home?
I don't know where you put that tab.
Sarah, you're an incredible writer, and I really enjoy your stories and how you relate it to business and leadership. I really, really do. Because it's always from a perspective that I never thought of. Never.
And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So, but it's that off the beaten path thing. A lot of times, I pull things, like I have one series of my grandfather spoiled me, and what did I learn from that? Because my partner in life tells me that all of my problems and good things are because my grandfather was part of my life. So I'm passing along those lessons.
So this is where I normally go when I'm in Substack, and it's Sarah's profile page, because I go to other people's profile pages too. And it's a space where I can see exactly what we're working on, exactly what she's doing in the order that she's doing it, and I can keep up with her. So this way I'm able to keep up with activity, the post, and I love this side of Substack right here. Because it's easier for me to follow. And that's what I like about different community spaces, is you can navigate them differently and you can find what works best for you. But inside of Substack, when you can go through somebody's profile, you learn who they are, right? The other page, which is her build page, is all of her blogs, first thing right there. And this page is just where I can see everything in line. So I love it. Speaking of looking at communities and things in different ways, we spoke earlier about how I told Yvette I wasn't going to do it her way, I was going to do it my way. And that is a conversation that I have every day in my business, because my brain is different. It thinks different. I don't know how to stay inside of a box. If I see a box, I need to open it. I need to break it. I don't even know. So I created something that's a little bit different. Yes. I have created a few things. And so inside of Go Brunch,
I'm going to do what Yvette's doing. So I'm on both screens. Give me 1 second. All right, there.
That is what is my favorite thing. Is that inside of Go Brunch, you can literally customize it to be however you want. So you have the circle cameras, you have big cameras. If Sarah puts on her big camera and I don't want to look at myself, I can shrink myself and I can make Sarah bigger. And then Sarah and I both can share our screens in here, and depending on who's talking, the audience can expand and minimize. We don't have to go back and forth and play games. But this is my office building. I am building a skyscraper. And inside of this skyscraper, I am supporting other businesses and other online. We're creating an online community inside of here. So the lobby is a place where everybody comes in, we co-work, we know each other, we build, right? And then everybody has their own meeting rooms. They have their own. Jackie got lucky. She has a cozy room and an office. I'm super jealous. But everybody has their own space. And I know I could go build my own, but everybody has their own space. So we're building a community here to build and to grow and to actually bring everybody together. Zoom is very dark. I think it's a dark square that I don't fit into. So we've built this. But the other thing that I have built is I have built inside of, I don't know what the bigger name is. It's, oh yeah, what was Collab? Yeah, so inside of Collab, it's also lead something. Anyways, lead generator. There is a space where you can build communities that are similar to school communities, but I like it better because I have these side tabs. And in the side tab, I can really work on different grouping and different conversations. So this is a place that I've built for free. Everybody can join. We have conversations around accountability. And I normally every Sunday update it so that we can update for the week and do different things for the week. But the computer was down. So business is as business does, right? we are where we are as we are. But we have an amazing space and it's all being built just like Sarah's Substack. It's, we have 9 members. I'm not pushing it because it's a matter of the right people getting into it, not a matter of the numbers in it. So these are the 2 spaces that I have built for my community.
I love this conversation. We have touched base on 4 different types of communities that you can build. And these are 4 of a million. There are so many options out there for people to figure out how to build their community, how to make things work for their company. And I think this is a good way to, we've been here for 37 minutes. We try to hit 30, but we love to talk. So I don't know why we try to hit 30. So again, one of the things that we are not good at are the intro and the exit. Okay. So I am going to just say good afternoon, good evening, and good night, whatever the Truman Show says. And Yvette and Brittany, you want to say something to end?
I just highly want everybody to go check out communities and grow.
And we will put all of our links into the chats of the different places. So check out all of our links. If Brittany didn't already do that, she may have already thrown our crap in there. There, and Sophia was talking. So and I didn't even say hello. I knew she came about, but anyways, point being is we are not good at ending. So I'm going to end now. All 3 of us wave. Woo-hoo. Wait. Oh, she's putting our links in there.
You said to put the links in there.
Oh, okay.
You can't. Don't kill me yet. Hold on. Okay.
All right, now we can wait. Wave. All right, bye.
Bye.